Long-term sanctions, including curbs on key Russian imports and the resulting collapse of the ruble, will ultimately force President Vladimir Putin to choose between continuing the war or saving his economy. The weakening of the ruble is one of the most obvious signs of the straining of the Russian economy. The impact of the sanctions put pressure on the ruble, resulting in one of the sharpest depreciations this year as a result of large government spending amid trade imbalances. Since July, one has imposed sanctions on many individuals and legal entities, ships, and aircraft. U.S. sanctions targets include 10 Russian banks, military manufacturers, and government officials close to Putin. The European Union has increased the number of sanctions. The largest and most significant sanctions include a coordinated freeze by Western governments of the Russian central bank's $300 billion in foreign assets and an oil embargo. There are also restrictions on the export of technologies used for military purposes. Additional sanctions include asset freezes, banking and trade restrictions, and other financial sanctions against Russian individuals and entities. In July, Russia's oil revenues were 41% less than the previous year. The current account surplus, roughly the difference between exports and imports, decreased by more than $140 billion in the first 7 months of this year compared to the previous year. The US and its allies plan to stop evading sanctions and trade restrictions through other countries in particular. A company based in Turkey or China may face increased sanctions for doing business with sanctioned Russian individuals or legal entities. The US did this in the case of North Korea and Iran. As for Russia, there is also the danger that sanctions could lead to conflict between friendly countries like the United States and India and strain already difficult relations with China.